The highly regarded and influential Zimbabwean investigative journalist, Hopewell Chinono, a figure celebrated for his persistent efforts in uncovering high-level corruption, has issued a stark declaration regarding the fight against graft within the nation. Chinono asserts with conviction that the endemic problem of corruption cannot be effectively combated or halted merely through the delivery of public statements and pronouncements. What is fundamentally required, he stresses, is the demonstration of concrete, decisive, and strong action taken against those implicated in corrupt activities. Chinono, whose journalistic reputation rests significantly on his courageous exposures of alleged corruption involving senior government officials, further elaborates that solely issuing verbal threats aimed at dealing with corrupt individuals represents a wholly insufficient approach to tackling this deep-seated issue. Chinono specifically addressed recent comments made by Zimbabwe's Vice President, General Constantino Chiwenga. The Vice President had publicly warned corrupt business figures, declaring unequivocally that their day of reckoning is undoubtedly coming. While acknowledging this warning, Chinono pointedly questioned its practical value. He suggested that a far more meaningful and immediate demonstration of intent would have been for Vice President Chiwenga to take direct action. He could have simply picked up the phone, Chinono proposed, and directly spoken to someone like Kuda Tagwariai, referencing a prominent businessman. Chinono highlighted Tagwariai's previous controversial statement, which had insultingly characterized ordinary Zimbabweans not benefiting from state tenders as foolish, as emblematic of the impunity enjoyed by some. This direct engagement, Chinono implied, would have signaled genuine resolve far more effectively than a public warning. Elaborating on his core thesis, Chinono stated emphatically, corruption will not be defeated by speeches alone, it will only be defeated by the tangible courage to investigate, prosecute, and ultimately hold accountable those individuals often perceived as untouchables within the current system. He concluded his critique with a damning assessment of the current warnings emanating from certain government figures. Until such concrete actions materialize and the powerful are truly brought to book, these repeated warnings serve as nothing more than empty noise, arguably emanating from individuals who are themselves complicit in, or at least tolerant of, the pervasive rot that continues to plague Zimbabwe. This commentary comes against a backdrop where Vice President Chiwenga has indeed positioned himself as a vocal critic of corruption, frequently issuing stern admonitions that corrupt actors will face severe consequences and pay dearly for their illicit deeds. However, a critical observation underpins Chinono's argument and the broader public perception. Chiwenga appears increasingly isolated in this stance, resembling a lone fighter within the upper echelons of power. This perception of isolation is starkly contrasted by the actions or perceived inaction of his superior, President Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. President Mnangagwa faces persistent and serious accusations from critics, including Chinono, of maintaining close associations, even fraternizing individuals widely regarded as corrupt or known for engaging in highly questionable and opaque business practices. This perceived proximity between the president and figures accused of corruption fundamentally undermines the credibility of anti-corruption rhetoric from any quarter of the administration, casting significant doubt on the government's collective will to enact the decisive actions Chinono deems essential. Stay tuned for more.